A true story based on authentic facts, not biased, not bribed, and not staged. The true experience of the almighty hero that has nothing to lose beside his dignity and the rest of his hair. It is a story about the YouTuber that decided to write 5 books about his mental illnesses caused by video games and sell 5 copies. I put myself through the endless struggle to review the game so you don't have to play it. It is an odyssey of the toughest giga chat in World of Warcraft with purpose of getting on top and becoming a life criminal as an eBay scammer. I've spent hours and hours thoughtfully trying to pick my race, but it's not an easy choice. Of course, I decided to completely put away Horde because, let's be honest, I still have some self-respect in me. I'm not going to play a gold because I'm goated already. Midget ain't an option either. No would be a little too luscious and I will leave them for the real gamers. I've got a human left and night elf. But why the fuck would I play a human? It's like you would play Terraria and only build because building is an option. Of course you're gonna smash the fucking bosses. I had a straight pick for a class. It was a warrior, because why would I play a holy Tyrion slave bastard, a jungleman, Walmart shoplifter or a furry? I needed distraction. I had to feel a sword in my hands. I needed a grip. I just needed a... I think that's enough of blunt explanation. You get the point. I tried to name myself a Japanese fucker aka Mr. Digidonka Platibonga Sensei, but it was already taken. I wasn't certainly happy about it, so I tried to go with a Shompai, and I fucking destroyed the system. The starting zone isn't gonna be the most exciting part of the game, but hey, we've all been there. We are greeted by your dad telling us how far distant is the shop that he's getting the milk from, and that we have to slaughter monsters to help him. Needless to say, I started immediately, but unfortunately they were all dead. So the combat system is called SFS, which means stand and fucking spam. This strategy relies on standing and fucking annihilating your button even though you don't have enough resources to use your ability. And that's the best and only way to kill our enemies. So I slayed some more and returned to my dad looking for a praise, and I ended up receiving gloves so I don't bloodstain my hands next time. Thank you, Dad. I continued my journey and I encountered an arousing lady, I would say, but I'm pretty sure it identifies as a half-elf Alpha Centauri. As a complacent little simp, I went to fulfill her order. You gotta remember that some quests require you to pick up items, not killing only. Don't repeat my mistakes, please. I almost wanted to save your time and skip the boring start, but I'm a little piece of a cunt and I will guide you through it all. I feel a little weak at this point. All these orders weakened my true Giga Chat's form. I needed some gamer bread, so I visited my personal fitness couch to give me the motivation I needed.
Ishnu Allah.
I'm here to learn some new skills.
Have you nothing better to do?
Can you showcase any of them?
Be gone.
Can you showcase any of them? Will you give me any instructions on how to use them? So how will you teach me?
I will just wave my hands in front of you.
That makes sense.
That's gonna be 69 gold.
Fuck. At this point I felt absolutely humongous. And do you remember the quest where we slayed some boars and furries? Guess what we do next? We slay some more, but a level higher. But then the unexpected happened. The moment that all gamers are waiting for. There she stood, lone and innocent, the Lady of the Moon, the Night Huntress, the Goddess of the Gods. I immediately felt aroused, but then this happened. She attacked the same mob that I was hitting. I knew it was love. I knew she had to be the one. But unfortunately my disparaged personality didn't let me to cough up a single word. My legs refused to move and I was just watching her drift away, probably forever. I had to embrace it and move on. Move on to the... It wasn't that scary after all, until I saw... I will just back off. But then, I saw her again, lonely and lost, the goddess of my broken dreams. The time I felt completely heartbroken, I ensconced amongst mountains, and I found this guy. I was bitten very badly by a spider named Gaiathesis the Vile. While exploring, the spider came very close to here. I guess that's pretty bad if you ask me, but I'm not that heartbroken to help him. You know, I'm a lazy ass, so I used the rock to escalate quickly from the situation, and I ended up in front of my dad, who spanked me with his belt. It's a fantasy game. We are role-playing as a fucking night elf that's running around the big tree. We met a guy hiding on a mountain. Of course we had to get a quest to gather some mushrooms to get even higher. On top of that, we are forced to overcome our deepest fears and kill Gaiatis the Vile. I knew that our battle will be legendary. After getting enough mushrooms, we had to take that mixture to our friend in need, but you know I'm a fucking piece of a psycho, so I tried to drink the antidote, get on top of the goddamn tree just to jump off and don't die, to peace in the sacred water. That's how psychotic I am. So many memories left in this location, but it was time to move on. You know, traveling like that would cost as much as my therapist, but at least it was much more enjoyable and actually helped me. After making these nuts in my mouth, I had to take a piss in the sacred water again. This ice cold milk really does a lot to a human. I fought furries again to mark my territory. The alpha male race has to assert the dominance. That's how we survive. I discovered the lying man inside of Furry's house, so of course I did what every pro gamer would do. And I lied next to him. After a wholesome moment, he told me to bring him his dream catcher. I found out that there was nothing. My man just lied to me, so I decided to come back, sit on his face, and go back just to discover that the dreamcatcher is there. I discovered some more places of this beautiful wonderland, and what the fuck is that? My inner Sigma consciousness softly turned down for a moment because I had hard time beating more furries, and with help of the other player, we tried our best to beat them. As a warrior, I had to show how strong I am, and I happened to pull more mobs than I should. And it didn't go the way that I intended. I also have to make a point. Shadow Field is a fucking crack of a ability. It's an overpowered thing, like I can escape any situation. After taking another piss, I headed to kill an evil satyr that we have to slay for no reason, because no one reads the basic lore. After collapsing many times, I managed to flee in fear and quit. We reached level 8 and it was time to go big. Go to Darnassus, the capital city of the Night Elves race. I wanted to buy a pet parrot, but for some unspeakable reasons, I ended up not buying one. Now we have a choice of experiencing either Darkshore or Human's Land. But for a fact that we are true gamers, I refuse to stay in Elvish lands. But first, I had to take my final piss and mark my checkpoint. Then I headed to the dock to catch my boat. But if I had to put it in right words, my luck told me to fuck off and my ship left just when I was getting closer. I learned that being nice can make you become a pirate. In fact, it's not an eBay scammer license yet. But we are getting there. Welcome to Stormwind, a place where you can find all the slots you need, the grand tree of the role players, and many other unspeakable things. But for a real gameplay experience, we headed to Goldshire, and to be frank, the Lion's Pride. A place that won't let you go by, and of course it happened to me. I couldn't refuse the futures that I was given. Elven Forest quests had no mercy and forced me to go past the whole land to return the quest. So I decided to bless you with the beautiful game environment soundtrack. I played this game couple times before, but I've always seen that Azora tower, but never checked up on it. Guess what? I still haven't done it. I had to cross the territory of the swampy creatures that weren't too happy of me trespassing, as much as I wasn't too happy about getting my new Vans shoes dirty. Also, I hope that this place's name doesn't have to do anything with Jason. Following the quests, I earned my first green item that was actually better than my chest piece. But on the other side of the spectrum, it was a robe, and I would feel absolutely heretical to wear a robe as a warrior. But I guess I had to embrace it like a man. Anyways, I was in disguise so no one could see how manly I am. Some of the quests require you to actually use your brain, because for 10 minutes I couldn't find the place where I had to turn in my quests. More beaten meat and more spiritual adventures and more fleas in fear later, I reached level 10, which unlocked the talent tree. You have 3 specs to choose from. Warrior has 2 for damage and 1 for big dick tanking and being an actual tank. And you know me well. Of course I've chosen to be Panzer MK. From this point you are given the free will of choice over your talent points, which makes countless possibilities for your build. But that's not what I did. So do you remember when I said that I'm too lazy to walk back? Now, I can't do it no more because I totally forgot to set my Hearthstone to either Goldshire or Stormwind, and it's still set to Dolanar, and I have to go back on my quick feet. I traveled to the west side of Elven Forest and found this castle with some quests.
Greetings.
So of course I went immediately to help him, but let's say that this boss is quite, he's quite unforgiving and it has to do something with his health amount. I died probably too many times and felt like it's a truly Dark Soul-ish experience. Then I was told by a stranger that it's a group quest and I was too dumb to open my quest log to see that. But I don't regret a single second of that. So I gathered some people and we bashed him. I mean, we absolutely slapped his cheeks. I used the spinning technique that I was taught by Lord Sensei Uberdanger, and I was able to turn in some quests, but guess what now? I'm too fucking smart for that. I knew I didn't set the headstone again. I'm not dumb. So I just ran on my feet again. When I was about to learn new skills, I noticed the unexpected. I know it might seem insane, but you gotta believe me, guys. She was there. Now I know it has to be fate. The goddess of the gods, the lady of the moon. But I've got my priorities now. I fought a drunk man, which resulted in giving me a defensive stance. I haven't realized I was doing a warrior class quest. I also decided to pick up mining and blacksmithing, but on my way, I met her again. Now I was truly scared. She was clearly following me and I know that you guys might say it's fake. But it actually happened. What happened next was me heading way over to the edge of Elven Forest to enter the limb grave for the rednecks.
Look Miranda at his dirty ass fit.
Wait, what?
What you doing out here, boy? The way you standing here look like you trying to get milked.
Milked?
Ice cold milked.
Oh.
Get your elfish booty around to work. I hope your tree burns. And no elfish booty for you.
I wasn't too excited about the fact of doing the dirty work for them, but I really needed that Dalaran cheese and ice cold milk. Westfall or White Orchard isn't a piece of cake. Straight up, it will tell you to pointlessly kill 20 harvesters that are way above your level just to get inadequate amount of experience. Luckily, I found a gamer girl that helped me with it. She had much better gear than me. She was so nice that helped me even after she got her quest done. I've got an upgrade for my robe, but it still was a robe. I had to put up with it for now. If you are looking for fun in this land, you ain't gonna find none. It's a straight grind for 8 Gortus livers, 3 vultures tongues and some murloc fins, red linen bandanas and gnoll paws. And all of that just not to reach required level 15 to go for dungeons. So I had to categorically banish my words about not leveling in Darkshore and I went overseas once again. Believe me, questing might be a real cocksucker, but when you reach the point where you're overpowered, there's no return, and I speak facts. The SFS, or to be exact, stand and fucking spam, will become more like levitating with your magnitude and slapping cheeks of your brothers. I'm truly glad that I went here, because I finally could wear some warrior clothes and feel my power. When I was doing one quest where I had to retrieve sea turtles' remains, I've seen no one around. Like absolutely not a single soul. But yet when I arrived, the remains were taken. But I'm quick on my feet, so I swam back to the land to eventually come back later. One thing I gotta point out, warriors absolutely suck shit at the stage of leveling. Like it's a worst class to pick up if your aim is to level up through quests and actually enjoy it. Some quests will make you question your life. I literally spent 20 minutes on killing this dense mother. I tried to kill these small birds one by one. just to die, resurrect and die again. And I was put in a 1v1 against her. I fucking fled in fear, and when I came back, small fuckers spawned again. So after pissing in the lake, pissing in the sacred water and reaching the required level, I finally teleported back to Stormwind. This time I was smart enough to set it up. I visited my trainer and learned some skills. I noticed that all the time I was putting my talent points to the protection spec, but I wasn't actually using it properly. I am fucking dumb. I've started an illegal search in dark web for some items that will help me kill my opponents quicker. And now I realize how deep in a lie I was living in. In the protection spec, I was a fucking machine. No, I was an entire factory. I've noticed my true potential. So here's the land that he was talking about. I have no idea why he was saying that I will probably die right after entering the zone. I can see now what he meant by that, but I embraced it like a real giga chat. No null will fuck with me. I could even handle an entire camp of nulls. But the fact that I had to kill just one particular species made me re-evaluate my presumptions. But still, I could kill a mob with only 15 HP. I reached the point in the game which I was talking about. I was overpowered. I was the power itself.